Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sanford County Board of Commissioner meeting. Today's Thursday, April 3rd. It's 10 a.m. This is our regular board session, and we'll begin with the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's just bow our heads for just a moment to gather our thoughts before this meeting and thank God for our great county and country. And we ask that you comfort all the needy in our county. We are going to talk about child abuse today. There's so many people that need help, and we hope we can do our part along with God's touching hand to make this situation much better. Amen. Roll call.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here.
Commissioner Frankert,
Here.
Commissioner Bustecker.
Here.
And at this time, I'll accept a motion to approve the digital audio recording of our previous board session.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a first and second. That was on March 27th. Roll call.
Commissioner Bustecker,
Yes.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes, minutes are approved. So first item on the agenda is our bid opening. Customarily, we turn things over to our county administrator, Barb Patterson. We ask everyone to sign in. We'll be circulating a sign-in sheet. And the floor is yours.
Okay, I have a bid opening for the 2025 LPA County Road 6, County Road 12 pavement resurfacing project. The engineer's estimate is $4,223,233. And I have three bids to open.
This is the big one.
This is a big one.
Right on the new cleaning station.
Yes.
That's the whole set. Like
One
we did the-
end of the elevator, largest, one of the largest ones we've done.
Yeah, that's good.
First bid is from M&B Asphalt. Their bid is $4,083,245.51. The next bid I have is from Erie Blacktop. Their bid is $3,959,390. Sorry,
That's what I like.
I thought I just jumped there for a second.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Eye opener.
Is that the yellow brick road?
Paid it in gold. The last bid that I have is from Kokosi Construction. Their bid is $3,985,476.05. From here, I will get them to the engineer's office, and he will review and make a decision.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're free to leave. Thanks for bidding, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming. Okay. So next one, you good?
Yep, I'm good.
Everything? Okay. Next on the agenda is Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month. So we have Kathy Oliver here, Job and Family Services. We'll turn it over to you.
All right, well, I'd like to introduce two of our key staff
This is Jen Schumacher. She's our administrator over Child and Adult Protection. And Jess is a supervisor for intake, so that's where the complaints come in. And then her and her staff decide, what the risk level, they investigate and do all that work. And if it results in a kid coming into care, then that goes on to the ongoing unit. So I was really looking at some old information, and you all would be interested to know because we've talked about costs. I looked at information from 10 years ago, and we stay about the same number of kids in care from 10 years ago. But the change has been how much that care costs. So that's always a balance, right? But these guys do a great job. We have a 5K plan for Saturday, but you all know the weather is a little crazy. So we're looking at an alternate solution to the park because of all that. But I'm proud of the work that they do, and I'm grateful that they work so hard to keep kids safe in the county. And we're absolutely grateful for all our partners too, the schools and health department, FCFC, oh my gosh, I can't name them all, law enforcement. All those folks help us do the job, so we're really grateful for all that.
I feel like I've seen both of you before. Have you been here a few times?
I was here with Crystal Smith for foster care adoption month.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jen, how about you, Jess? You been here before?
Not to this one.
Okay.
I can't remember where I go, but I know I saw you.
Yeah. Would you like to say anything? Any? Floor is yours. The boss sat down, so it's your turn.
I could give you a couple stats if
Sure.
that's what you would like. Okay, so I just happened to review for our 5K. We along the route of the 5K, we'll put little signs that say, just a little information. We had so many adult protection investigations last year. We had so many children. Last year, we received roughly about 1,500 calls, reports of abuse or neglect into Jess's unit. Out of that, about 38% were open, screened in for investigation, which was the exact numbers, 368. Like I said, I just pulled the stats yesterday. So normally I'd just say between 350 and 400, but it was 368 investigations last year alone. This year, you've got quite a number already, and we're only into the fourth month. 120, yeah. So we're busy. One nice thing about our department is we also, not just the intake department, but we also have a foster care adoption unit and the ongoing unit. So once it goes from the intake unit and we can't resolve the problem, or at least, reduce some concerns, risks in the home, it will have to go into ongoing, and it could go in either voluntary or through a court order. Generally, we do get families that will buy into our services because we want to be a partner, not the opposition, and that's key. So obviously, Children's Services has never had a really good reputation as being helpful, but there are some families out there that would disagree with you. We've had a lot of successful reunifications. We had a reunification last week through our START program, which is the sobriety treatment and reducing trauma. It's not really a program, it's just a pathway that we can put in through the state. They had provided us with extra means to have a caseworker, to have a peer support worker, and then we also have a coordinator that keeps all that in together. So our peer support has walked the walk and talked the talk. So she goes hand in hand with those families that are in our START pathway. So that way, she's been there and done that, and she can help them and help them basically reassure that, it can be done because she has been there. Our caseworker works hand in hand, and they just do cases that are drug or alcohol related addictions. So the whole idea of that is to reduce the trauma to the children in the home. We try to have the children in the home as much as possible. However, if they're not safe, the model says that we, should remove. But the ongoing unit, again, their job is to provide a roadmap to these families to help ensure that they can get their children back in their home or continue to have the children in their home in a safe manner. There are times that that has not happened when parents have not completed their services or they've not done anything to ensure their child's safety or reduce risk. The agency would have to
file for permanent custody of those kids, and then that kind of goes into our foster care adoption unit, who also is recruiting foster families, if anybody knows anything about that. But we like to recruit some traditional homes that are here more local, to keep kids that cannot stay safely in their homes local, so that they can stay in their same schools, they can still see their friends, is to reduce as much trauma as we can to them. Last year alone, we had 14 adoptions. That sounds like a lot, but those are 14 children that now have forever homes, that when they came to us, some of them didn't know what, structure and routine was. So our foster care adoption unit, I'm going to do a shameless plug here to Kathy, because I fought to get that unit. Not really a fight, it was not that really that hard, but
Passionate
it was passionate. It was passionate. Because we need to ensure that the foster parents that we do have in our community are supported. And then we need to understand that the children that are in foster care, they need their support as well. So we have a couple workers going into those homes that are in foster care, just to ensure that everybody in that home is okay, that everybody's on the same page, and those children can get home quickly. You want to know anything else? I could talk all day. 3 hours? Kathy knows.
Thank you. Commissioners, have any questions?
Yeah, we have a proclamation for you.
Okay,
I'll read it to
question.
you.
I do have a thought.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think I know the answer, but I want you to, I see Green Springs back there and then Fostoria, so do we follow the county line?
Yes, we
Period,
do.
right? I thought we did, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
When you get into schools and cities and villages that are multiple jurisdictions, it gets a little fuzzy, right?
It gets a little tricky, especially in Fostoria, because there's 3 counties there, so.
Yeah.
But these guys do a great job at it, so.
Okay,
yeah.
that's just a question wanted.
And can I
Yeah.
just give you just a really quick 2 minutes budget update? So here's what's going on in our world with the budget. So our primary funding is federal funding, and it's TANF, Title 20, and child support, right? Those are our big funds. So there was the shutdown, and then everything came back, and then the continuing resolution happened. What is up at the federal level is there's projected to be a 10% TANF cut for us. That's all still in the works, that needs to be reauthorized, so that's coming down. So that comes through the state. And then in the state budget, what's happening is everything's flat funded for us. However, there's with the exception of, these guys are the golden childs. This year doesn't happen every budget. They got a little bit more proposed in the state budget, okay, to do the work and to help with placement costs, depending on how that comes down. The other thing that is happening with TANF at the state level is we report to like 3 cabinet positions. We report to Medicaid, ODJFS, and DCY, Department of Children and Youth. We get all our money from ODJFS, but we talk to the other cabinets as well, because they oversee our programs. But there was a need for funding in child care program, and so at the state level, there was what we would call carryover of like $531 million in TANF. Well, they're proposing to put $529 million in the child care budget. So that will leave a very small carryover for the state level, and could affect us, in the next budget, because it won't be the carryover and could affect county allocations. So that's kind of the picture of what's going on there, so.
But
So you
still
put-
moving, and nothing official yet, this is kind of.
Yes,
projections
all
so
in
far,
process,
so
as you guys know.
Not anything that's.
Yes.
So it could be 10% cut.
Could be, or it could be, yeah.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Commissioner
Got my
Buston.
glasses on.
Yes, that's good.
Proclamation, whereas the health and visibility of our community is dependent upon the investment in our most vulnerable population, our children. And whereas, according to the Ohio Family Violence Prevention Protection, there are over 30,000 children in Ohio every year that are involved into substantiated cases of child abuse or neglect, whereas 1 in 7 children are abused or neglected in their lifetime. Whereas we encourage all members of the community to take action in the prevention of harm to young people so that the next generation will be safe, strong, and successful. And whereas we request all members of the community to reach out and help families experiencing difficulties, circumstances, thereby empowering them to reach out for help in reducing the likelihood of child abuse and neglect. And whereas we request all members of the community report suspected child abuse and neglect to the Seneca County Department of Jobs and Family Services. And now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Board of Commissioners, Seneca County, Ohio, we ask everyone to join together as individuals, families, organizations, and government agencies to protect our children, prevent child abuse in our community, and in gratitude for those that work or volunteer to help children and families, and does hereby proclaim April 2025 as Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month throughout Seneca County. Encourage all Ohioans to recognize protecting children in everyone's business. In witness whereof, we, the Board of Seneca County Commissioners, have hereunto set our hand to this proclamation this 3rd day of April in the year of our Lord 2025. Anthony Paradiso, Bill Frankert, and Brent Busbecker.
Okay, good job.
Also want to let you know that on the courthouse lawn next week, there will be blue pinwheels placed out for JFS. They have a request for that, and that has been approved, so that'll be out next week on the lawn.
Great, awesome. Would you like to come up for a photo? Smile big.
Sure, come on.
Come on, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
There you be.
Thank you.
Where do you want us?
Thank you.
Just jumping
Just
here.
hop down, yeah.
You might have to move that one chair farther.
This one?
Yep, thank you.
Or I can sit in it now.
There you go, right? Put you right in the lead there.
Okay, put your feet up on the counter.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank
There
you
she
very
is,
much.
Very much.
Yep, okay.
Good to see you. Yep.
Thank
you.
I'm gonna wear this is good. Thank you.
You see they're putting these out, like
They're
big
actual,
ones?
the pinwheels, the
pinwheels are
plastic
gonna be
one,
awesome.
yeah.
Thank you
like
very
a-
much.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
the
Thank you.
Okay, commissioner reports. Commissioner Frank,
Okay,
you're up.
so Tuesday, headed down to Columbus with numerous folks from the county and around Fostoria. Went down, did follow-up testimony. The week prior, Commissioner Paradiso and Julie Richards from the Health Department did theirs, and then Julie also did follow-up. She actually spoke on behalf of Harold Huffman, the new landfill inspector. He had to stay up here because he was out working at landfill stuff on some of the stuff with the recent leachate spill out there. So, so we started at 4 o'clock. We wrapped up at 6:30. The committee did vote to move it out to the floor now for Senate Bill 147 to be able to proceed with. Senate Bill 147 has to do with the solid waste, try to change and some more funding to help with our health department for oversight, and gives us the option to be on our own for the solid waste district. So stay tuned on that. I did talk to Representative Click yesterday, and on the House side, he dropped the bill there, so soon to come, he'll have a House bill number for that, and they'll start their process on, doing the same thing the Senate just did with it. So looking forward to that. Yesterday, we was at, here's at the OSS solid waste meeting, kind of catching up there. They had kind of put out who all received some of the grant funding and stuff on it. There was Fostoria, the children's home over to Flat Rock, and some of the schools in New Riegel, yep, and then some of the school kids that submitted their pictures for the billboard stuff too. So I had Talked about that yesterday and kind of going over some other stuff with them, so. Then last night, we had, Brent and I was at regional planning, had kind of a nice, quick meeting there, kind of catching up since everything's moved over to the
20
auditor.
minutes?
Yeah, that was actually about 30, but yeah, so it was good, so, yeah, kind of caught up there, kind of did some committee assignments and stuff, and I know Brent, he's on a couple of them now, and I'm chairman of the regional planning.
Got
so, right.
voluntold.
Yeah, right.
So you
It's all
fill
good.
in some of those committee assignments last
Yeah,
night?
exactly, there's some that, some sit on it, Tyler's on it, he's on now and stuff with it, so,
Good.
yeah, so, yeah, so it was a nice surprise for Brett to, be there last night, so.
That was all good.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you know you're on this.
Yeah, right, so,
Okay.
and then this morning was at WTTF with Katie Cole, getting some 4-H updates from her presentation last week, so, been a good week, so, brings us up to the day.
Good, good.
Well, I didn't want to steal his thunder. I attended the State House event as well, and it was, it's the first time I've ever been at any kind of a hearing, so it was an interesting process. So I didn't want to steal Bill's thunder because Bill did a good job speaking. We had a lot of good people in the community get up and state their case. So also attended the OSS meeting. Which I agree with you, the kids and the pictures and stuff they did was pretty neat process. Regional planning, yeah, I was voluntold that I'm now on a new role as committee, what is that one? It's the revolving
Loan fund.
loan fund.
Right.
So, which is fine, I just gotta learn a little more about it. Then, let's see, yesterday I attended the State of the City for City of Tiffin. Last night Mayor Wilkinson spoke and did a nice event. It's the first time they've had a State of the City event since, I think they said 2011. Does that sound right?
It's been a while. It's
Yeah.
been many
so
years.
He kind of gave an update on things, talk about some of the things that's went on over the last number of years in the city, and it's a nice event. And this morning I was at downtown development, talked about, the mayor talked a little bit again about the Court Street project. That's where they want to more or less have a nice little event area for, the, what do you want to call them, the food vehicles, what do you call
Yeah,
those?
food trucks.
Food trucks.
Yeah.
Food trucks and down through there. So it's right now in the process
It
of,
gets to you, you know.
they've torn it up, and, we've dedicated to do some renovation on the side of the building. Then there's some things with parking lots that are in discussion of how we want to do a better job of downtown to people to understand where the lots are.
Color.
Yeah, they talk
name on-
about color coding and some signage and maybe painting lines, some stuff, but, and there's got to be some things that you got to follow that are, I don't know if it goes with parking standards you have to follow, so. I'd say that somewhat brings it up to date. I was gone over the weekend, so.
If I could, I want to
Yeah.
do a little follow-up
Yeah.
for the revolving loan fund. And it's kind of, if anything, maybe a well-kept secret of what the revolving loan fund is. And I think the discussion last night, we're going to try to get with Bryce on it now with TSEP to help get that out. So there's $130,000 roughly in there. And what it is for businesses who need to do a little bit of enhancement, and as long as they're employed, or if they need a, I think a little bit of an employee increase, you can apply for, a loan to help, do whatever you need to happen to your building, business and stuff on that. So I think there's gonna be a little more promotion and advertisement for that coming down the pike here and stuff on that. It's kind of what we talked about last night. So.
Yeah, and being that I'm new, I don't always know everything, and I appreciate your explanation.
Yeah, so.
Well, the money's been there for a while, we
Yeah.
just haven't done
Yeah,
it.
22 was the last time it was
So
used.
you'll be, you can kind of rewrite it really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of helping and, with even, like I say, it could be used all across the whole county and stuff on it, so, yeah.
That's about it.
Good, so I watched State of the City via Facebook Live. Give me some
Cool.
credit here, you guys.
Cool.
Pulled it up on the big screen, and I was texting Nick, and it was good, so Mayor's doing a great job, he's enthusiastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's doing great.
So it was all good. We're gonna run out to the sheriff's office after this. Ken Majors is retiring. Tomorrow's his last day.
Tomorrow's last day, I believe.
And they're having a little kind of farewell luncheon, so I just want to recognize Ken for, all that he's done for the county. He's a veteran, he worked for Tiffin City, he did a ton with EMS, and then he finished with really doing a good job at the back end of the jail as far as being a nurse and the medical whole thing at the back end. So he's pretty well checked a lot of boxes as far as his career goes. So just want to recognize him. That said, county administrator report.
Just a few things. I've got a couple of invitations. I gave you a copy of the Klaus Construction. They're celebrating 50 years in business at the end of the month. So just wanted to make you aware of that. That's on April 25th.
That will be a big party, by the way.
It will be.
It starts at 3 o'clock on a Friday.
Right.
On a Friday night, yeah.
In New River.
11? Is that what's on there, 11?
Yeah, till 11.
It says 3 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah,
But it'll be, yeah,
It'll be
it'll
all
probably
night.
go longer
It's
than
in New
that.
River. Yeah,
So,
it's a Lenny's shop, so it's just gonna be a,
But, I mean.
you wanna go early, Shirley?
They've done a lot in the county, regardless of being actual county buildings
Oh,
or
geez.
other construction, so they are,
Get back.
yeah. And then I also received a letter from the Bascom Lions asking if you want to participate in the Lions Memorial Day Parade on June 1st. Just let me know and I can send this card back to them if you want to participate.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure it gets sent back then. And then, just so you're aware, next week, we're going to hold a public meeting, a public hearing, for the CDBG, project year 2025. It's just one of their public hearings that they have to, it's just
Yeah.
gonna be involved in our meeting, so.
Projects.
Yeah, yep, they're just opening it up, so I just wanted you to be aware of that. I had a meeting with Crossway earlier this week. We are the pass-through entity for them when they get capital money, and they have quite a few projects out there that they want to take care of. They have been awarded $485,000. They need to have a roof replacement on the female side of the building. They need to have flooring replaced throughout the entire building. They have a parking lot that needs to be repaved. They need to replace fire alarm panel on the female side, and they need to do an installation of some cameras. So we had a conversation about how all of this needs to proceed through. Some of them will have to actually be bid openings, sealed bid openings, because they exceed the $75,000 threshold, or they are not a state term vendor. So just bringing that to your attention, because at some point we may have to do bid openings for that. But they were awarded that from the state. I have a little bit of financial information for you. So for the month of March, we collected just over $4.1 million. That would have included a sales tax settlement, or I'm sorry, real estate settlement. So we are doing, revenue looks pretty good. We're at a little over 34%, with the target percentage being 25%. So, but that's now gonna lessen as we go, because real estate is a big dump, and then as we go. So just when I give you percentages, it may change next month. So.
Cause it sounded like when Paul was talking that there was quite a few that paid the year.
For the year, exactly.
Right,
So we
it's not
may,
gonna be a
yeah,
surge.
it's not gonna be a big surge in August. So, and then,
Sales tax coming.
yeah, sales tax actually was quite high for the month of March. We did, $1.2 million in sales tax, so, maybe they'll even out and we'll be good this year,
It's
but.
just wishful thinking.
It's wishful thinking, exactly, it's hopeful.
Yeah.
So then on the expense side, we expended almost $1.6 million in monthly expenditures. For the year, we're at 27% expenditure of what was budgeted. So it's not too,
2% over.
yeah, it's not too terrible, but still kind of watching those numbers just to make sure that we don't overspend. I do have some good news. We will be receiving $750,000 either today or tomorrow from USDA for the EMS building. I got the notification a couple days ago that everything was submitted correctly, got all the signatures they needed. So I wasn't sure how long it was going to take for them to do that, and I sent over the last piece on Monday and got the letter, I think it was Tuesday afternoon, that they were going to process that, so.
And Mary, the USDA rep. we should
Yes,
give
she was
her-
fantastic. She walked through
She did a
everything.
great job.
Any questions I had, she
USDA.
was able to answer them, get me what I needed, or, you know, I was able to provide what she needed, so that was a very good relationship there, so. That is all I have.
Okay, any old business, anybody? We're good, moving on. New business,
So-
supplemental appropriations.
I just have one supplemental appropriation, and it's for the Ohio Peace Officer Training Fund, $6,000 for training. This is for CPT training at the sheriff's office. And then I also have a budget adjustment for the Child Enforcement Fund from salaries to contract services in the amount of $142,000. This is to cover a 4D contract. I'm not sure which one. It's a larger one that they have. I don't remember what department it was for.
It's a vehicle?
It's a 4D contract.
Oh, okay. I thought you said.
So it's,
4D.
they deal with the child support portion of, with the courts and the prosecutor and the clerk of courts. So they have separate contracts, so.
I thought so too. It was a Ford.
I thought I heard you say like a Ford or Econoline or something.
Sorry.
I don't know what was there.
Yeah, your sign language. Ford.
They had to do with salaries,
Right. So I'll make a motion, we approve the supplemental appropriation and budget adjustments as read.
but.
Okay, we have first and second, any discussion? Anybody, we good? Roll call?
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Approved. Resolutions.
Okay, I only have a couple, so, resolution authorizing the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to enter into an agreement contract with LexisNexis Vital Check Network Incorporated for payment solutions service agreement on behalf of the Seneca County Clerk of Courts.
So moved. Second.
Okay, roll call please.
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes, resolution approved.
Resolution authorizing the Seneca County Board of Commissioners to sign a release of mortgage for Cynthia Miller for the release of her loan with the Seneca County Commissioners for work done through the Community Housing Improvement Program, or CHIP, for fiscal years 1996 and 2004.
So moved.
Second.
And I'd like a little discussion on this. So
Sure.
this was talked about last night too, regional planning. So this is actually kind of like the revolving loan is for businesses. There is, but it doesn't have, it's got, I think 40,000 in that. There is opportunity for, to help out, assist and stuff for home projects or whatever with that too, so.
Yep, and this
working on that,
repayment
so.
is, this payoff is $8,084.20.
Yeah, so congratulations to Ms. Miller here for completing everything. You know, it's a long time. You help them out, they make the payments, they get to this end, the mortgage is released.
Yep.
Good for her for doing that. Good point. More to come, we can recycle.
Yep.
Okay, we have first, second, we've had discussion. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Bustecker?
Yes.
Commissioner Frankert?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Okay. Anything else to come before the board? Public comment? Not bad, 10:34.
Right.
So, meeting adjourned, we'll meet again next Thursday.